What's up, you guys? Today we're going to be talking about how to bring a girl home and have sex with her on a date. Because too often I see guys that are going out on dates with girls that are really into them, but they just don't know what to do to make things happen. So if you're one of those guys, stay tuned because I got 5 steps that are going to give you the best opportunity to meet, attract, and then eventually seduce a girl that you're out on a date with and be able to hook up and have you guys have a good time. So let's get right into it. Step number 1 is, even before the date even happens, you need to pick a location for the date that's close to the place that you want to bring her back to. So if you want to bring her back to your place, pick a location for the date that's really close to where you live. I like to put it within walking distance. A 5-minute walk is great. Even if it's just down the block, that's even better. But if you don't live in a big city, maybe a 5 to 10 minute drive would be the best thing for you. If you can't bring her back to your place, like you got roommates or you live with your parents or something like that, try and pick a spot that's near her place. If her place is a no-go, like you guys are in high school or something like that, then maybe pick her up in your car and then from the date drive to pick a spot that's near a good lookout or a good vista point or something like that. Or maybe I even used a parking lot when I was a kid, when I was taking girls out on dates. So you got to be creative. Basically a location where you two can hook up and have a good time. Step number 2 is pick a seductive location for the date. Don't be taking her out to some Denny's or something like that that's brightly lit, where there's families all around and kids running next to you. Pick a date that's sexy. Pick a spot that's maybe a little bit more dimly lit with some cool music that's going on. Maybe some loungy area that's classy with good design and stuff like that. I like to pick a spot where they serve drinks because sometimes, especially if it's a first date, sometimes people get a little nervous and alcohol can calm their nerves a little bit. But pick a spot that's sexy, man. Don't be picking a spot that's not gonna put people in the mood. Step number 3 is to position yourself in ways that allows you guys to start touching each other. So if you're sitting across from each other on a table, it's gonna be very difficult for you to start touching her because you gotta reach over the table or something like that. You have a barrier in between you guys. I think a better option is to try and sit next to her, whether it's at the bar or maybe there's an empty seat next to her right here that you can come near. This is going to allow for, if you just even sit next to her, your knees might accidentally touch or something like that. Or you can get closer and position yourself. Or you can say, hey, let me check out some of your jewelry or something like that. And then you can touch her hand. It's going to be a lot more difficult to do that if there's barriers in between you. But if you're sitting right next to each other, or you're standing right next to each other, or you're close to each other, there's a lot more opportunities for that to happen. Now, when you are trying to get things going physically or physically escalate, see how she responds. So when you sit down next to her, is she coming closer to you? Is she backing off? Or is she kind of staying there? And if you come closer, how is she reacting? Is she staying there? Or is she coming more into you? Or is she backing away? If she's backing away, maybe give her some space for a little bit. But if she's coming closer to you or is she staying there, then you're free to keep going a little bit. But you can also flirt and maybe take your hand and throw it away, or have fun with it. But you want to be physically escalating things, because if you do want to have sex with someone, sex is a physical act, and if you don't get things started physically, it ain't gonna happen. Step number 4 is to lead her back to your place. Now, if you've been doing things well and you've been touching each other, you guys are making out or whatever at the bar. Not every girl likes to make out at the bar. Some girls don't like PDA, but if she's coming closer to you and she's obviously really enjoying you being closer to her in her space, then it's time to bring her back to your place or wherever you guys are going to hook up. If you are a beginner, what I like to do is one of my recommendations is to have an excuse. The reason why is because when you're bringing someone back to your place, you need to say it with authority and you need to be confident. Don't be like, would you maybe like to come back with me? It's okay if you don't, but would you? That's not going to make her want to come back. She's going to feel weird. She's going to say no. But if you say things with more authority, then it gives you the opportunity to do that. Now, beginner guys aren't going to know when to say, hey, let's get out of here. So what I recommend is you guys have something for you to do at your place that is going to be not associated with you guys hooking up. Something platonic that you guys can do. So maybe you have a nice bottle of wine at your place that you want to show her. Maybe you have some artwork you'd like to show her. Maybe you have some music that's cool that you think that she'd like. Whatever it is, You could say, well, there's this really cool bottle of wine that I bought that I think you'd like. We can have a glass and then I'll take you back home. Having a time constraint too can help as well, because sometimes she's going to be nervous. She's going to be like, well, what are we going to do? Like, what's going to happen after? A lot of these thoughts that are making her nervous and uncomfortable, you can put them aside by telling her that, you know, we're going to do this and then I'm going to take you home. And if things don't go according to plan, you're still going to end up at your place. You're still going to be safe and you're still going to be comfortable. If you have been touching her and you guys have been making out a whole bunch and you've been all over each other and you can't keep each other's hands off each other, then you can just say, let's get out of here, and that's usually fine, which is usually what I do. I don't usually do excuses anymore because girls usually know what's going on. Step number 5 is kind of related to step number 4, and that's make sure she is comfortable when she comes back to your place. As soon as you lead her in the door, or maybe if she's going to her place, don't try and have sex with her as soon as you shut the door. Wait a little bit, maybe have that glass of wine, talk to her, wait for her to get comfortable. If she's in a new environment that she's never been in with a guy that she doesn't know very well but maybe might be attracted to and still wants to hook up with, she's not going to do it unless she's feeling okay and comfortable with the whole situation. So the way you do that is you kind of let her settle in, let her get comfortable, and then afterwards you can start touching her. But if you guys have been like all over each other, like you can't keep each other's hands off each other, and you're basically almost having sex before you get in the door, then yeah, get down to business right away. There's no reason to wait. Now, when it comes to the part where the clothes are actually coming off and you guys are about to have sex, I would recommend that you take off your clothes first. That way you're kind of leading things. And then do whatever she's comfortable with. If she's not comfortable having sex, or she doesn't want to, or she's not ready, whatever the reason is, don't sweat it, man. There's plenty of fish in the sea. Do what she's comfortable with. I find that the guys who are the least secure about their sexuality get the most angry in this sort of situations. So don't be like that. Ironically, coming from a purely selfish standpoint, this will give you the best chance of actually getting laid in the end, is if you don't freak out and you're not like angry, or you're not trying to pressure her or do anything that she doesn't want to do. Alright, so hopefully this helps you guys. Let me know what you thought about this in the comment section below. If you made it to the end, consider subscribing. I come up with videos like this every single week. I'm sure you guys will have a lot of thoughts about this. It's a pretty touchy subject, but I think it's one that we should have a conversation more of, especially in this country. So let me know what you thought. Thanks a lot, and good luck out there, you guys.